Is gifting Lego flowers for Valentine weird? So I recently began my first job and wanted to thank everyone in my team for tolerating my awkwardness. The thing is that my team consists of 5 people including myself, male, and 4 ladies. Some have boyfriends and some do not, you get the idea. As a Lego fucking nerd since 2003, I just can't find anything else than gifting them Lego flowers to my coworkers since they have been so nice to me. And #X200B. I'm planning on gifting each individual with different types of Lego flowers, such as sunflowers, roses, tulips, and bonsai. Does this seem creepy or weird since I'm gifting them Lego? And #X200B. For the age gap, I'm in the middle between age 23-35. And #X200B. Thank you. I think that's very cool. Would love to get a Lego flower one day. I'm not into Lego, but I think it's a cute idea. I wouldn't necessarily mention any awkwardness, not knowing the context, but instead say thanks for integrating me into the team. I'd go with simple, non-meaningful versions though, so unless it's the boss, skip the bouquet, and no red roses to any of them. If you don't feel confident in this idea after all, scrap it and go for artisanal snacks like chocolates or pastries from a nice bakery and leave them as a gift in the communal area of your office and tell people to help themselves. Happy Valentine's. I think it's a neat idea, but is the reason really thanks for tolerating my awkwardness? I could see this if you're celebrating a project milestone, but you might want to rethink the awkwardness thing. It's a bit awkward. Honestly, it is a bit weird. But it sounds like so are you, and it is very on brand for you. That means it is an excellent choice of gift. Since everyone would get one, I don't think it would be very weird. Just make sure you don't give a rose, just pick different flowers. Sort of like getting Valentines for the whole class emo. Personally, I think it's weird. It should be standard that they're treating you well, not something to celebrate for. Especially since you don't know them that well yet. Paying for their lunch or getting them some desserts to share would be better. So I wouldn't choose Valentine's Day to show appreciation, especially since you just started. You can choose your 3-month work anniversary date or your 6-month date or any random day, but avoid giving coworkers gifts on Valentine's. Also, usually people coffee, tea, donuts or lunch is a very respectable and appropriate way to show appreciation. Or a tin of cookies, chocolates, whatever they enjoy, along with a thank you card is nice. Just not on Valentine's Day. Gifting Lego flowers. Yes. On Valentine's Day. No. Friends took my $dollar and didn't return it until I asked. So a few weeks ago makeup fell out of my purse into my friend's car. I also dropped a $100 bill. That night I told my friend that I lost my makeup in her car. She did have a couple other friends in the car that night, but she knew I lost some stuff. Let's call her Lexi. She's been telling me she needs to give me my stuff back. So I saw her twin the other day when I went to go pick her up to hang out. Her twin was never in the car that night. Her twin gave me back my makeup. I said to her, "Did you find my $100? She looked at me, sighed, and said, Yeah. I'll Venmo you the $. It was awkward silence for a couple seconds. Then she said, "Never mind, I'll run inside and get it." She came back with 5 20s. Not the original $100. Lexi was inside and the car was there. Theoretically they should have the original bill. Right? No one apologized for not immediately telling me they found, presumably, my money or asking me if it's mine. They also didn't deny it being mine or tell me they didn't know it was mine. So I can assume they knew right away that it was mine along with the other stuff that fell out of my bag that night. Both sisters knew about the $. So they must have spoken about it since it was only in one car and the other sister never came into the car that night. What would you do in this scenario? Dishonest, shady behavior. Proceed with this friendship with caution. Forgive but don't forget, move on. It sounds like this creeped you out. It would creep me out too. You shouldn't have to ask a friend to return $100 to you. I would probably stay friendly but not expect them to be trustworthy. I think I'd ask them, just out of curiosity, where did you think that $100 came from? It's possible they didn't realize it was yours, even though they had to have realized it wasn't theirs. This is shady. You can remain friends but good luck trusting them again. Okay, sounds like the twin was covering for her sister. Not that they were in on it together. Sounded more like her sister had done it before and she was just trying to make it right so her sister didn't get in trouble. If you're going to hang out with this person again, I'd be a lot more cautious. Maybe I'm used to reading about too many scumbags on Reddit, but at least you got your money back. Lots of actually shady people will just say, "What money?" They probably found what they thought was free money and spent it. When you asked, they realized their no and paid you back. Should they have spent it without asking around if anyone lost money? No. Did they pay you right back? Yes. An apology would have been nice too. So I guess my advice is the same as most people here: forgive but proceed with caution. IDK. If I found a $100 bill in my car, I'd assume that it fell out of my bag at some point instead of assuming it belonged to someone else. Also, when you asked them initially about the makeup, why didn't you bring up the $100 too? I'd be careful around them though. 32 female. Think that my BF, 37 male, is in love with and possibly cheating with his best friend. I have been dating Chris for about a year now. I love him and am very happy with him, except his relationship with his best friend has always made me uncomfortable. As time has gone on and he seems to be getting more comfortable with our relationship, I feel like he isn't as careful about their relationship. He occasionally will slip and call her hun or sweetheart, or like last night when she was in the kitchen he walked past her and touched her back as he was passing. Just those small, cute things that I would expect him to do with me, but not with her. They have a million inside jokes and literally finish each other's sentences sometime, or will blurt out the same line from one of their favorite movies at the same time. It's almost creepy. He also constantly talks about her. Some nights after work I feel like we talk about our days, and I also end up knowing how her day went. He swears they are just friends and they both say they have never been intimate or anything, but this dude just seems infatuated with her and is, at least pretending to be, completely oblivious to it. I like her, she is a great person, and I want to believe her when she says there are not feelings there, but I don't believe there aren't for him at all. I will never play second fiddle in my own relationship again. It's depressing and not worth it at all. I've gained enough self-respect to not entertain that anymore. I have a really hard time believing they don't have a history. Believe his actions and behaviors, not his words. He's definitely into her, and this feels like way too much baggage to be dealing with. Emotional affair if not physical. I would doubt too, with the back touching and calling sweetheart. I'm sorry you're going through this. Sounds tough and terrible. I'm going to say leave him. Even if he isn't physically cheating with her, it is pretty clear from your post that he's at least emotionally cheating with her. Either way, it is cheating and very unfair for you. I wish you the best. Sounds to be he is getting the best of both worlds: a physical connection with you and an emotional connection with her. He is emotionally cheating on you. Sure, guys and girls can have best friends. But everyone knows what the boundaries should look like. And if it makes you uncomfortable, your feelings should have validation. It sounds like they won't change, as they seem to have an extremely special connection. It's easy to leave, but I would first have long conversation with him. See what you both can do to overcome this. If it does not change, time to take action. Time for a change. Tell him to marry her and you move on. I have never, ever seen a relationship work when there was an opposite-sex best friend for one of the partners, speaking of hetero relationships of course. Your significant other should be your best friend. This relationship is doomed. I do think he's in love with her, and either she rejected him at one point and now regrets it, or she wants a relationship with him and he wants one with her, but he's got that old worry of, oh, I can't get into a relationship with her because that'll ruin the friendship. I'd have a serious discussion with him. Either set up stricter boundaries with her, or tell him that it's time to end your relationship and let him pursue her. You deserve someone who values you more than other women in his life. I have a female best friend. We dated in the past and we are both single, and are pretty physical with each other out of habit. When one of us starts dating someone else in the future, I can guarantee I would never do stuff like making your partner feel like second best is never okay, and it doesn't really feel appropriate for a friendship. Once is a mistake, multiple times is a pattern. 19F. Think my boyfriend, 19M, might be cheating on me with his best friend's GF. Hello all. My boyfriend has been living with my parents and I since November 2021. Family drama caused his mom to drive him out of the house, and he is living with us because he doesn't really have any other family to stay with comfortably. We have been together for 2 years now. Last night, he dropped his phone in a puddle and water got into the charging spot. He left it on the counter to charge, and while he was gone talking with my parents in the garage, I noticed his phone wouldn't charge. I know his password, and opened it to see that because of the water, the iPhone wasn't charging and it said to let the port dry. I have never looked through his phone before, but curiosity got the best of me. I noticed on his Snapchat that his best friend's girlfriend is his number one for 2 months, and that they snap pictures consistently through the day. That made me a little suspicious, so I checked his IG messages with her. I found that back in October, she had sent him a story that was no longer available. He said he loves it when girls are on top during sex, and that if she got on top of him and made him cum, then, that'd be the best. She replied, "The next time will feel like the first time for us," and that she needs to let her knees relax. He mentioned they should look at getting spermicide, since he doesn't want to use condoms. She agreed. After that, they go back to sending memes to each other. I scrolled through all the messages from before this, and since August they have been sending cutesy, "I love you" memes, talking about how they want to kiss each other and hug each other. I sent myself the screenshots. Last night I told him that I'm uncomfortable with how close the two of them are. I lied about seeing a TikTok about cheating that made me sad, and he said he'd never do that to me and that he loves me. I don't know what to make of this. Please help. He's known his best friend through childhood, and his friend and the girlfriend have been dating for over 3 years. Any advice on how to handle this? You've seen the messages yourself. He's definitely cheating. You don't need him to admit it. Just leave and send his best friend the screenshots. You think he might be cheating? I'm not trying to kick you when you're down, but this is a crazy amount of incontrovertible evidence. What do you mean, you don't know what to make of this? Get back into his phone again, take screenshots of everything. Kick your boyfriend out and send receipts to the best friend. Move on and find someone worthy of you. He is obviously cheating on you if they're discussing contraception? Put them all in a group message, your BF, the girl, and her BF, on Facebook and post the screenshots there and watch the two of them freak the fuck out. And then break up with him, because he's a deceitful idiot. He is definitely cheating on you. Take photos of the messages and send them to her boyfriend too. Both of you need to rid yourselves of them. Holy shit, that's terrible. Don't be gaslit and don't gaslight yourself like you're doing. So they have extremely sexual texts referring to the next time, contraception, and text each other cutesy messages about how much they love each other, and your post header is how you think they're cheating. You don't exactly need Poirot to crack this case, mate. The simplest thing to do is to take screenshots, present them to him, break up with him, and kick him out. What idiot cheats on the person he's staying with? Kick him the fuck out of your house now. Let him go leech of her. What you had to read is disgusting, and your boyfriend and his best friend are both absolute trash. Tell him pack his shit and go. You don't care where, but you don't want to see his disgusting face any longer. Do not degrade your self-worth by staying with this cheating, lying, loser. You send those screenshots to the other guy ASAP or send it to all of them in a group chat. While your boyfriend is in the same room as you and your parents, watch him squirm. I'm so sorry you had to find that, but it's better to find it now rather than letting this little asshole use you and your parents any longer. Kick him out. So he cheated on you with his best friend's GF, and thus ruined 3 relationships. Yours, his best friend's, and the relationship he himself has with his bestie. He has been living with your parents, I assume rent-free, so let's be honest, he's with you for the free lodging. Yet you caught him and gave the benefit of the doubt. He lied to you about it and didn't feel an ounce of guilt or remorse. Send the best friend the screenshots and cut losses. Don't forget to show your parents the screenshots too so that they happily toss him out to the cold where he belongs. Let the AP deal with his cheating ass. Neither the best friend nor you deserve this. What you've seen is enough to know it's cheating.